Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you've had a good week. If it's been rough, I'm here to give you a laugh so you can feel better. And I'm going to do that by showing you some hilarious headlines that newspaper editors probably should have paid more attention to. Let's get into it. Students cook and serve grandparents. I wonder how the grandparents feel about that one. The story behind this headline is actually very wholesome. Students at a school cooked pancakes for breakfast and their grandparents were invited to eat. So this is a lovely story, but yeah, the headline is a definite fail. It makes it sound like this is a school for cannibals. State population to double by 2040. Babies to blame. How else would we increase the population? Cloning, I guess? Are we thinking human cloning is going to be a thing by 2040? I don't know. Don't know what to say about that one. Mississippi's literacy program shows improvement. Well, that improvement has clearly not reached the editors of this newspaper. When you are not spelling the name of your own state correctly, then your literacy program still needs some work. How does this get past newspaper editors? Do you ever look at headlines like this or newspaper articles and just ask yourself, how does this get past somebody who's being paid to catch mistakes? Like, that is their literal job, is to catch these mistakes and prevent them from going into print. It just boggles the mind. Diana was still alive hours before she died. True, she was still alive hours before she died. Diana was still alive seconds before she died. Not that I'm anywhere near as famous as Diana, nor would I ever want to be, because I think her life was a living hell. But when I die, will the fact that I was alive hours before I died make headlines? Probably not. Homicide victims rarely talk to the police. I'm thinking this is a good thing. I'm thinking it's a good thing that homicide victims are hesitant to talk to the police. Because if they did, that would make for some very interesting investigations and some very spooked out police officers. China may be using the sea to hide its submarines. That is a really good place to hide submarines. If you want to hide a submarine, you're not going to put it in, let's say, a Walmart parking lot. You're not going to put it in somebody's driveway. The sea is a great place to hide submarines. Not sure where else you would put them. Oh, this is so bad. So each headline by itself is fine. Nothing wrong with either of them. But in combination, they kind of tell a story that's gruesome. Man falls from hotel balcony. Good day to end up in the pool. From the perspective of the guy who fell off the balcony, I don't think that would be a good day to end up in the pool. Not in that way. This illustrates the fact that the placement of headlines is as important as the wording of the headlines. Pleased to issue picture of suspect in Maddie kidnap. That's another unfortunate issue relating to the layout of this newspaper. The headline is fine, but it's accompanied by a picture of the Queen, which I am sure belongs to a different story. I don't think anybody seriously thinks that the Queen kidnapped Maddie. Charles, the greatest challenge humanity has faced. I mean, look, I know the British royal family takes a bit of a pasting, and I know opinions about their existence are heavily divided. They are a very polarizing institution. But to refer to Charles as the greatest challenge humanity has faced, may be a little bit unfair. And I know that's not the intent behind this headline, but that is certainly the way it reads. Police arrest everyone on February 22nd. Jeez. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you've committed a crime or not. Whether you've done something wrong or you've lived like a saint, February 22nd is not a good day for anybody. The jails are going to be very, very full. Statistics show that teen pregnancy drops off significantly after age 25, a few years later than I would have thought. But, this is a good trend, I guess. You definitely do not want to be a pregnant teenager at the age of 25 or 26. I mean, you don't want to be a pregnant teenager at any age, but, when you're a pregnant teenager, when you're no longer a teenager, a little bit tricky. Bugs flying around with wings are flying bugs. I would never have guessed. Just to be clear, this is only the bugs that are flying around with wings. If they're flying around on broomsticks or using jet-propelled engines or, miniature little parachutes, then they're not flying bugs. It's only if they have wings that they're flying bugs. Study shows elderly improve vision if they turn on the lights. So reading the story attached to this, a group of researchers checked the lighting in a low vision clinic in a hospital, and they discovered that lighting was actually weaker than the lighting in other areas of the hospital. And when they improved that lighting, the vision of a lot of the patients improved. So there is some merit to this story, but yeah, the headline just seems nonsensical. And also, why do they have dimmer lights in a low vision clinic? You'd think they'd have better lights. That doesn't make sense to me. Tiger Woods plays with own balls. I don't think we need to say anything about that one. I mean, what else are they going to say? He was playing with somebody else's balls? Let's move on. Thursday is cancelled. I hope you had no plans for Thursday. Hope you had nothing you were going to do. On the other hand, if Thursday was a day you were dreading, then good news. Thursday is going to be cancelled. So in reading this article, this did turn out to be an April Fool's joke. So I think we can give this one a pass, but it was just too funny to not include. Why cancel Thursday though? If you're going to cancel a day, cancel Monday. German. I'm sorry, I think this is hilarious. German's not amused. Why is that so funny? Why is that so funny? I guess it's, because there's this whole image of Germans as being, kind of militant and regimented and, speaking the scary language and not being amused. I know some German people and they're absolutely lovely and they have a fantastic sense of humor, so Germans are not humorless people. I do not want to perpetuate that stereotype. But the fact that this headline does such a great job of perpetuating that stereotype is hilarious. Forecasters call for weather on Monday. We're only going to have weather on Monday. Weather forecasts for the rest of the week are cancelled. I think what they were trying to say is that they were calling for specific weather, like a major weather event. Like every day there's weather. So even if the weather is clear and not a lot is happening, that is still weather. But I think they were looking at a specific weather event. Greenland Meteorite may be from space. Well, yeah, that's where meteorites generally come from. That is how this works. What this article is saying is that the meteorite may have originated from outside of our solar system. So, this headline was factually correct, but probably not specific enough. 100-point splash heading here. Oh my gosh, they forgot to replace the template headline with the actual headline. And this went into print. And for a while, I actually questioned whether this was real, but I found multiple images of this, and it does seem to be real. That's definitely a facepalm moment. The village idiot. Who is this guy? Okay, so I see what's going on here. This guy's name is John Idzik. It is a play on the guy's name. It is not an accidental spelling error. I feel like they should have put his name in bigger letters, because if you're like me and you have no idea who this is, you wouldn't have any clue what's going on here. And I think we're going to finish off with a few from TVs. Friend or foe? With a picture of a cat. And look how that cat is looking at you. That cat is just staring at you. That cat is plotting world domination. And, you know, cats are these creatures that you either love them or you hate them. I myself, I love cats. I absolutely love cats. But that one is sinister. I don't know if I'd trust that cat. Yo, gunpoint break-in. First name, last name. Again, this is a case of somebody not changing the template. Unless his name actually is first name, last name. In which case I could probably understand why he's prone to violence. And we got one more. Arrested during haircut. Oh, look at this poor guy. That is just sad. I hope they finished the haircut in prison. Jeez. You know what? My son almost ended up looking like this today. I was giving him a haircut with my new haircutting scissors that I bought off of Amazon. And I'm no hairdresser by any means, but hairdressers and barbers are still closed during our pandemic lockdown fiasco. And so I was cutting my son's hair. He desperately needed it. He was starting to look like some kind of, I don't know, jungle boy. So I was cutting his hair with these new hair cutting scissors. And I thought I was doing great. I'm snipping, cutting. You know, everything's looking good. You know, he's looking reasonable. Not a hairdresser's job. I'm not a hairdresser. It wasn't turning out to be as much of a hack job as I thought it was going to be. I was just about done with this haircut. The scissors kind of connected with my finger and took a chunk of flesh right out of this finger. That's why I got this bandage on here. And oh my gosh, it was epic pain. This gaping, bloody wound. I couldn't even bear to look at it. I kind of did my first aid almost with my eyes shut because I just couldn't bear to look at it. But I'm so glad that I was almost done with the haircut when this happened. Otherwise, my poor kid would have ended up looking like this poor guy. And that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. If you're tired of the pandemic, keep the faith. It'll end sometime. I don't know when, but it'll definitely end. Have a good weekend, everyone, and I'll see you on Monday.